Hello everyone, I'm Jessica Blackbird. Welcome to my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. And you guys, leave me an emoji in the comment section. Thank you. So if any of you were hoarding toilet paper in 2020, and you still have some stockpiled, you are actually ahead of the curve because we're about to experience toilet paper shortages, you guys. This is according to Bloomberg, and Bloomberg is a very reputable source. So let's get to it. Can you afford to hoard? Toilet paper costs are spiraling. It's getting expensive to make bathroom rolls, which means reduced production, shortages, and even higher prices. It's the same story across Europe's entire manufacturing sector. So it's going to cost more to buy. There's going to be less to purchase. And if you're not already stockpiled, you better get to it. Myself included. Who would have thought? It turns out hoarding toilet paper in the early days of the pandemic was a wise financial decision. If your bathroom cupboard is still stockpiled with rolls, you don't have to feel ashamed anymore. The toilet paper shortage of 2020 was an early warning sign of the large supply chain disruptions that the global economy was about to suffer. Now, wholesale tissue prices are surging to an all-time high, a new crisis that indicates inflationary pressures are still building up. The toilet paper industry is a microcosm of the much larger energy-intensive manufacturing sector, where production costs are continuing to skyrocket in line with soaring wholesale energy prices. So what that means is the price of energy, like electricity and other forms of energy, is skyrocketing. It is so expensive. Therefore, it is becoming almost too expensive to make the toilet paper. So it's the same issue across European industrial commodities, from glass, ceramics, and synthetic fibers to aluminum, cement, fertilizer, and dozens of other daily life goods. Wall Street hopes that the worst of the inflationary wave is behind us, but one look into the industrial sector via the ups and downs of the toilet paper industry suggests that price pressures are not letting up. Central banks will have to tighten their monetary policy in response, even as economic growth in Europe in particular slows down. As is true for many manufacturers, the core of the problem for toilet paper is the cost of energy. Transforming wood into pulp and then into toilet tissue is very energy intensive, more so than other kinds of papers. So it costs way more to make a roll of toilet paper than to make typing paper or paper for your tablets or whatever, In Europe, the process is now prohibitively expensive as natural gas and electricity wholesale prices surge to an all-time high. Despite a recent correction from the record peaks set in late August, European benchmark gas is trading near 250 euros or $248 per megawatt hour, compared to an average price of less than 20 euros from 2010 to 2020. European benchmark electricity prices are 15 times higher now than they were a decade ago. And the reason why they're referencing everything going on in Europe, as I always say, once it happens there, it eventually happens here. And we can bet that it is going to happen here. So I'm skipping a whole entire section and jumping down. The company said that massive price increases for energy and other commodities drove it into a corner. So they're talking about a paper maker in Italy that said that they've been driven into a corner. I have heard other toilet paper industry executives complain about similar energy cost hikes. 300% to 400% year on year seems to be the norm rather than the exception. Until very recently, most European governments have focused on helping households from the impact of rising prices, largely forgetting the manufacturing industry. From Finland to Spain, manufacturers now worry their only option to stop bleeding cash is to reduce production, which would create a shortage that pushes prices higher but allow margins to recover. Meanwhile, they are quoting significantly higher prices to their clients, often supermarket chains, than they were at the beginning of the summer. So it's already jumping up. At the beginning of the summer, prices did go up, but now they're going up exponentially. And you know, when the supermarkets have to pay more, it gets passed on to the customers. As a result, the wholesale price for European tissue paper, which toilet paper comes from, has surged this week to an all-time high of about 2,200 euros per metric ton, up from less than 900 euros in January 2021. And prices are likely to rise further in October, industry executives say. So I'm just going to jump down a few. The price increases will soon find their way onto the supermarket shelves. So far this year, consumer goods companies such as Procter and Gamble Company and Kimberly-Clark Corporation have hiked their prices somewhat and reduced the length of the rolls to preserve their margins. On average, industry executives say rolls are 6 to 8% shorter today compared with a year ago, while they were 8 to 10% more expensive. So they're shorter and they're more expensive. And you guys, I've seen this in many other products. Where I live, usually you can get a 12-ounce bag of coffee for, depending on the brand, but you can get it for about $6. And now it's up to 8, and it still says 12 on the bag, but the bag is super small now. Maybe they got rid of some of the extra plastic for the bag. Maybe that is why it looks smaller. But yeah, everything's getting smaller, and they're hiking up the prices on everything. Toilet paper, I don't know about for you, but for me, that is a necessity. That is something that in a civilized world we cannot live without. So I would say not hoard, but go out and buy and stock up. Buy every week 2 extra packages and build your stockpile, because it's coming here too. There's a paper shortage around the world also. And now the energy prices. So be prepared, get out there and stockpile, people. Stockpile. I'll see you in the comments.